Hi, I already discussed 20 examples of different type of for loop, single for loop, multiple for loop, nested for loop. Let's discuss while loop. There are two type of while loop. One is while loop, another is do while loop. In case of while loop, first we'll check the condition. If condition is true, we'll go inside the loop. In case of do while, first we'll execute the loop, then we'll check whether condition is true or false. In case of do while, if condition is false, then also it will execute at least once. Let's see one example of while loop. Example 1. I equals to 1 while I less than equals to n and some statement is given, then I plus plus. This while loop we can also write in for loop. How will write in for loop? For I equals to 1, this is the initialization. I less than equals to n, this is the condition, then increment I plus plus and some statement. So first will be initialization, then we'll check the condition, then we'll execute this statement, then we'll do the increment. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also same. This is first, then second, then statement, then increment. So while loop also we can represent in for loop. We know for this type of for loop running time is theta of n. Here also in this while loop running time will be theta of n. Let's analyze this. For first iteration, I value will be 1. For second iteration, I value will be 2. I value will increment here, so it will be 2. Then for next iteration, it will be 3. Then for next iteration, it will be 4. Like this, there will be n iteration. At n iteration, I value will be n. So it will run till I value is less than equals to n. When I value will be n plus 1, it will fail. So this statement will execute n time. That's why running time will be theta of n. Let's see another example. Example 2. I equals to 1 while I less than equals to n. Some statement is given, then I equals to I multiplication 2. This also can represent in for loop. Every while loop we can also represent in for loop. If you know what will be running time for the for loop, you can also find running time for the while loop. So how will write this while loop in using for loop? For, then initialization I equals to 1, then I less than equals to n, then I equals to I multiplication 2. Then you can write some statement. And we know for this type of for loop running time is theta of log n. When it is multiplying by 2 or divided by 2, running time is theta of log n. Let me analyze this. I will take one variable I. For first iteration, I value will be 1. For second iteration, I value will be 2. 1 multiplication 2. Then for third iteration, it will be 2 square. 2 multiplication 2. Then for fourth iteration, I value will be 2 power 3. Like this, it will continue. For k iteration, I value will be 2 power k minus 1. Assume till k iteration it execute and at k plus 1 iteration it fail. Means at k plus 1 iteration I value is 2 power k. So when this 2 power k is greater than n, it will fail. 2 power k is greater than n. Take log at both sides. So log 2 power k greater than log n. This thing you can write k log 2, and we know log 2 value is 1. So k value is greater than log n. Approximately we can write k equivalent to log n. So running time will be theta of log n. Let's see next example. Example 3. I equals to 1, k equals to 1. While k value less than equals to n, some statement is given. K equals to k plus I, then I plus plus and bracket close. This while loop we can also represent in for loop. We can write for I equals to 1, k equals to 1. There are two initialization. Then condition check k less than equals to n. Then 2 increment k equals to k plus I and I plus plus. This is the initialization, this is condition check, and this is the increment. Let me analyze this. I will take two variables, one for I, another for k. For first iteration, k value is 1, I value is 1 due to initialization. Then for second iteration, k value will be 1 plus 1. This 1 plus I, and I value will be, previously it was 1, so now it will be 1 plus 1, 2. So for second iteration, k value will be 1 plus 1 and I value is 2. Then for third iteration, k value will be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus I. So it will be 2 and I value will be 2 plus 1, it will be 3. So for third iteration, k value is 1 plus 1 plus 2 while I value is 3. Like this it will continue for m iteration, k value will be 1 plus 1 plus 2 up to m minus 1 and I value will be m. You can mark we are adding with the previous. In case of previous, I value is m minus 1. In m minus 1 iteration, I value is m minus 1 and we are adding m minus 1 with k, with previous k. So that's why here it is, lastly it is m minus 1. Let's assume till m iteration it will execute and at m plus 1 iteration it will fail. At m plus 1 iteration it will check is k less than equals to n, means is this value less than equals to n. If it will be greater than n, then it will fail. So at m plus 1 iteration it will check is the k value, means its previous k value less than equals to n. So just consider this value is greater than n, that's why it will fail. So 1 plus 1 plus 2 up to m minus 1. We can cancel 1 1. So plus 1 minus 1 will be cancelled. It will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to m. So when this value is greater than n, it will fail. Now this thing we can write as m into m plus 1 by 2. M into m plus 1 by 2, that is greater than n. So we can say approximately m square is greater than n. M square is greater than n means m is approximately equivalent to root of n. So running time will be theta of root of n. Let's see next example. Example 4. I equals to 1 while I value less than equals to n. K equals to n while k value greater than 0. K equals to k divide 2. I equals to I multiplication 2 and bracket n. So this is the inner while loop. There are two while loop. It is a nested while loop. Let me analyze this. I'll take two variable, one for I, another for k. I initialized as 1, k initialized as n. So for first iteration, when I value is 1, k value will be n. Then it will check is k is greater than 0. Yes, n is greater than 0. So k will be k by 2, means it will be n divide 2. Next time it will be n divide 2 square. N by 2 divide 2, so it will be n by 2 square. Like this it will continue till it is n by n, or you can say till it is 1. K value will run till k value is greater than 0 and 1 is greater than 0. So that's why this k value will change till it is 1, it is greater than 0. So for I once, k value will be n by 2, like this till 1. And how many times it will run, we already know. For this type of loop, when it is divided by 2 or multiplied by 2, it will run log n times. Next, I value will be 2, 1 multiplication 2, so it will be 2, and k value will change log n times, or you can say this inner while loop will run log n times. Next, I value will be 2 square. 2 multiplication 2, it will be 2 square, and k value will change log n times. Like this it will continue. Finally, I value will be 2 power m and k value will change log n times. So for every I value, this k value will change log n times. And when we'll exit from the first while loop, when I value will be greater than n till it is less than equals to n, it will run. When it will be greater than n, will exit. So when 2 power m is greater than n, will exit from the loop. 2 power m greater than n, or you can say 2 power m approximately equivalent to n. When 2 power m is approximately equivalent to n, we can say m value is equivalent to log n. M approximately equivalent to log n means I runs log n time. I value will change log n time. For each I, k runs log n time and I is also running log n time. So what we can do, we can simply multiply log n multiplication log n, it is log square n. We can say running time is theta of log square n, or you can simply add log n up to log n time as I value changing log n time. So log n plus log n plus log n times, that will be log n multiplication log n, it is equivalent to log square n. Or simply you can say the inner while loop, here we are dividing by 2, so log n. The outer while loop we are multiplying by 2, so log n. Log n multiplication log n, it is log square n. Let's discuss one previous question. It was asked in GATE CS 2006, question number 15. 2010 onward question I will discuss in PYQ playlist. Here I am just discussing one question that was asked before 2010. Consider the following C program fragment in which I, J, N are integer variable. This is a C program fragment for I equals to 1, J equals to 0, I greater than 0, I division equals to 2, J plus equals to I. Let value of J denotes value stored in the variable J after termination of the for loop. Which one of the following is true, and 4 options are given. We need to check what is value of J at the time of termination. So let me analyze first this for loop. I'll take two variables, one for I, another for J. Initially I will be n and j will be 0 due to initialization. Next time I value will be I divided 2. So it will be n divided 2 and j value will be j plus equals to I, means 0 plus n by 2. So next time I value will be n by 2 while j value will be 0 plus n by 2. Next time I value will be again divide 2, so n by 2 divide 2, it will be n divide 2 square, and j value will be, previously it was 0 plus n by 2, so now it will be n by 2 plus n by 2 square. So now I is n by 2 square and j is n by 2 plus n by 2 square. Like this it will continue. Finally I value will be n by 2 power k and j value will be n by 2 plus n by 2 square up to n by 2 power k. When will exit from the for loop? When I value will be equals to or less than 0. Till I value is greater than 0, it will execute. So when I value is 1, it will be greater than 0 and this will be the last value, it will execute. After this I value will be 0 and it will exit from the loop. So when this 2 power k, this 2 power k value will be n divide n, that will be 1 and it will be greater than 0, and this is the last I execution. After that will exit from the for loop. So assume 2 power k equals to n divide n, that value is 1 is greater than 0. Next time we will exit from the loop. And what is j value? J value is n by 2 plus n by 2 square up to n by 2 power k. And from this we can take n as a common. After taking n as a common, we will get n multiplication 1 divided 2 plus 1 divided 2 square up to 1 divided 2 power k. And this value will be approximately equivalent to 1. 1 divided 2, it will be 0.5. 1 divided 2 power 2, that will be 0.25. Like this it will reduce. So this sum will be approximately equivalent to 1, and before that one n is given. We can say running time is theta of n. Just check in which option it is given. It is in option C. So answer will be option C. Value of j will be theta of n at the time of termination. In today's lecture, I discussed 4 while loop example and one previous question. This much while loop example is enough as you can represent while loop also in for loop, and I discussed 20 for loop example, that is more than enough. In next lecture I will discuss some more PYQ. If this lecture is helpful for you, please like and subscribe. Thank you.